Welcome to the Real Board Loft. I'm Trip Forman. We are here at Christensen Surfboards with the man, Chris Christenson. Chris, thanks for having us.
Thanks for surprising us.
We didn't really ask. We just sort of like rolled in the door, asked if our boards are ready, and actually they are. They're shaped. They're shaped.
We're here. I didn't say they're at the Glasser because they're not.
We're here to talk with you today about the Christenson EasyWin. It's a new board that just came out. One of the things that's really impressive about this board, we already have them in the shop at Real in stock, and right out of the blocks, we're getting inquiries, anything from 5'8", 5'10", all the way to 7'6". Like we're getting like a huge range of surfers calling in and DMing and emailing in about this board, and from an all-around like kind of daily driver hybrid shortboard all the way up through like a performance mid-length, like kind of like more of a shortboard influence mid-length. It looks like it's going to be a winner for a lot of different surfers. So Chris's board's here, my board's here, and we're going to dive in, do a little bit of Q&A about the design, like kind of inspiration, and what your thoughts are on the board. So Chris, take it away with the EasyWin, kind of like where this whole thing got cooked up.
Yeah, so this is one of those boards where it's kind of like when you look at it, it's just like any seasoned surfer will know exactly what that board's going to do for them.
Mm-hmm.
This thing's got a wide range, as you see. I made myself a 5'8". You got a 6'10", so it can be both used for like a performance guy groveler, all the way up to a bigger guy shortboard, or to someone that just likes a longer rail line.
Yeah.
Kind of again a Swiss Army knife. You can use it in a lot of different ways. 5-pin setup, so you can run it as a quad or a thruster. I kind of like really clean, glassy, lined up days, I'd go with the quad, and then anytime there's a little bit of texture or there's a lot more bottom turning involved on the wave you're going to surf, then go with the thruster. That's usually my general thumb. Inspo-wise, a lot of my boards stem from the Nautilus.
Okay.
My Nautilus has been in my lineup for almost 25 years now. It's always been a meat and potato board. Again, it had like that long range where guys, Bo Crown would rip a quad version on a 5'8", and a bigger guy could rip one at 7'0". Like there was no real algebra or rule or default of what length to choose.
Yeah.
So out of my lineup, from the Nautilus stemmed the Wolverine and the lane splitter. Those were all based off of Nautiluses. What I felt like was missing in the Nautilus was a little wider, fuller, stubbier tail. It's like that little extra gas pedal, a little extra release in the pocket, because swallowtails can hang up a little bit in steeper sections, and just something just more full bodied in the back. So from here to here is basically the Nautilus. Even the same bottom contour. I did go with a little less rocker.
Okay.
So I wanted the board. The Nautilus actually has quite a performance-based rocker in it. It's kind of hidden, but it's there. And then the other inspo I got was from Randy Stoker, the Stoker V machine. I used to surf with him a lot from Malibu to in South Shore, Hawaii, and I always liked surfing with him. And I always heard a lot of good things about his boards. And I had a good friend, a customer of mine, come in and said, "Hey, it's a bigger dude. He's like, hey man, I need something I can rip on, and I really like this board. It's a Stoker V machine." And I'm like, "Oh, this thing's cool." And I checked it out, and then obviously without copying it, the rear end, I got a lot of influence with what Randy did in that meat and potato look. And then my Nautilus front end just really blended in well with it. So
is this the same width up here as the Nautilus, or a little bit wider?
It's got a slightly more width, and that's just to complement the wider tail.
Okay.
To keep the wide points in the right spot. And I wanted it to paddle a little easier. So again, the big guy that still wants to rip on a shorter board.
Mm-hmm.
This is a great big guy, all around shortboard.
Hold this one for me just for a second.
Yeah. For me, I'm going to use mine as a groveler. This is going to be my high tide board, or if I want to throw it around at a beach break, it might even be my wave pool board.
Yeah.
Again, when you look at them, like a seasoned surfer, like, oh, I know what I could do with that thing. I just like when we just did a few small posts on them, I got so many requests.
Yeah, same here with us.
It's our style. We kind of launch things loosely and quietly and without much promotion first, and it kind of works for us, and I think the customer likes that too. So,
initially when you started leaking this, and there was like some photos, like I asked you, like, hey, what's the difference between this and a Surfer Rosa? And you're like, oh, wider tail and flat, wider throughout and flatter rocker.
Yeah, exactly. And then also it has my kind of like signature low rails. I call them like fighter jet rails or airplane wing rails, which I took a lot of influence from Skip Fry and Mike Diffenderfer, two of my favorite shapers of all time. So yeah.
What are the dimensions on yours?
Mine is a 5/8 20 by 2 5/8, and yours is a 6'10 21 5/8 by 3 1/16.
And tell us about the name, EasyWind.
EasyWin. It's obviously a Grateful Dead song. There's also a local Grateful Dead cover band here in San Diego called EasyWin.
Okay.
And I just thought it went well with the shape because this is going to be a real easy board to surf. Again, it's one of those ones that's going to cover the novice to the expert. It's going to be a great intro to shortboarding board for the novice, where they can commit to right away at their height for the length. Or if they're a little less experienced, go on and add another 6 inches to it or more. And then again, for the expert, it'd be a great grovel board. Or even someone like Bo Cram, who's kind of around my height and weight, is like, you know what, mate, I'm just going to rip a 6'8 on it. Really? Or he might say he wants a 5'4. I don't know what he wants. You
ride the whole lineup.
A lot of these boards in the lineup, there's no algebra or default length to have in them.
Okay.
So it's I always often to the customer, like, what's your weight? Get the thickness style, and like, all right, choose your length and get used to it.
I mean, you're talking about somebody getting like their first shorter board, like having a gas pedal, like having a flat rocker and like kind of Nautilus influence and that big tail. Like you'd be able to push on that thing and just fly.
And it'll be able to plane through sections with less effort. You're not going to have to generate the speed on your own. You're going to let the plan shape of the board be the horsepower. And again, for the good surfer too, like they can use this in a longer like middle or length as their I hate the word mid-length, but use that as like a mid-range board, where they want to just slow it down and just run some style points.
Yeah. I mean, that was one of the from the early release. I think that was one of the things we actually missed was like what the potential was going to be on the shorter sizes. Like now that we actually have the shorter sizes in the shop and under our arm and looking at them, feeling them, and the potential there, like whether it be for someone's first shortboard or for an accomplished surfer just to rip on the thing, it's going to be super fun.
And I think the range in this can go from anywhere from a 5.0 to an 8.0. I think there's a 3-foot range in the size range.
Okay.
Like it'll scale up and down really nicely.
Awesome. Well, Chris, thank you so much. Great to hear about it. The Christenson EasyWind. If any of the viewers out there have any questions on this board or would like to place an order for one, either stock or custom, you can always reach us at the shop, 252-987-6000, or look us up online, realwatersports.com/surfing. Thanks for tuning in.